Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
Boom. I don't know why that's up there. Nope. I don't know. Whatever. I hit the wrong button, but we're live for sure.
Nice. We figured it out.
For sure.
So you wanted to start us off with something, Adam. Let's start us off with that.
So I had a hilarious video I made via Instagram Reels or TikTok, whatever. And on TikTok, it's still up, but it does not have the same views on TikTok like it did on Instagram Reels. On Instagram Reels, this hit over 108,000 until they pulled it, which is insane. It's fucking nuts, dude.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was nuts. 108,000 views, and it was this, and I was like crushing it. I got like a bunch of follows out of it, and then they were like, "No, we're not gonna have you." Have
it wasn't
success.
a dick joke, though, was it?
It was not a dick joke at all. No.
God damn it, dude!
No, not at all a dick joke. Is this okay? Ready? That's it.
That got kicked. That got kicked.
Took off of Instagram.
Wow.
Oh my God. I've seen that on Instagram plenty of times on other things.
Yep.
It's not even like it was violent or anything like that. Like, yeah, he put the gun in his mouth, but he put it right out afterwards.
Yeah,
I'm surprised TikTok actually didn't
self-harm.
I mean, he was going to harm other people.
Exactly. If anything, it's promoting total harm, outright harm.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
But
all right,
yeah, so super pissed.
Okay, so I got to ask the question then, because I think everybody knows where we're going to go with this. If you were in that situation, would you double down, or would you let it go?
I'm doubling down. I'd do it again.
Wait, put it back. Put it back. Like put it back on Instagram or.
Oh no! Here's the problem. They also restricted my account. I have the follow up. Yeah,
you don't even get the chance. You don't even get the chance.
So they didn't like full restrict my account, but they gave me like the you can't be searched. You can't like go live.
They shadow banned the shit out of you.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna risk it because I kind of need the Instagram account. But I appealed it 25 hours ago. I feel, and there's nothing.
Yeah. How big's your Instagram account?
Not big at all. I have like 1,000 followers. That's what I'm saying. Like nothing.
Send it to us. We'll post it.
Yeah, we'll post it. We were killing it when back in the day. We were killing it on Instagram. We had like 12K, almost 13K, 1,000 followers, and
it was before they did the thing too, where like if you got over a certain amount, you can do all the special things. So it was before that.
Oh,
so
that was very specific.
You guys want to hear even funnier part of what happened to my thing last night? Talking about that, Luke. I get the notification almost immediately. By the way, back to back. Not kidding. I wish this was a bit. It's not. I get the notification, be like, "Yo, you could actually charge for this reel now. You did so well."
Oh.
And then it went. You've been removed from all branding from Instagram.
You're like sick. Sick.
Didn't even get a chance. I couldn't even hit the button fast enough.
Yeah.
Dude,
it was Rittenhouse memes that got us back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's like politically targeted. They were they were coming. Like mine was just like someone reported me. That's what it was. That's what it was because I got the notification to Instagram. It's like someone thinks you might hurt yourself. It's like, yeah, how do they know though? True, but they don't know that. I'm a Giants fan. We're gonna lose tonight. I'm gonna kill myself.
It had nothing to do with that meme that I'm gonna hurt myself like that.
I'm just sad generally every day.
I'm a Bears fan, so if I posted that, that could legitimately make sense. Like
you actually aren't. I'm surprised not just seeing your feet sway from your camera.
Yeah. That's how we should have started the podcast. It's just fucking feet hanging right there. We're like, oh, okay.
The Giants are hot dog shit this year for sure, but God, you guys suck.
Dude, I blame coaching. I'm not even a Bears fan. I don't think he's as bad.
No, dude. Watch. You have to watch. They were breaking down like his reads. There are guys who was like in the middle of the field like this, and he's just like triple coverage, and like NFL quarterbacks need to be able to make this. This is like unexcusable for an NFL quarterback.
I've seen it go both ways on like different things. Their line is garbage. Hey yo, their line is garbage. My line is garbage too. I'll fuck anything. No, I'm just kidding.
There is no line here.
There is no line here. Yeah, I don't know. but still disappointing franchise altogether, right?
Yeah. It's rough.
I'm a Broncos fan though, so I can't talk a lot of shit. It was literally the shit bowl.
No, you guys only won because the Bears are that bad. It's like
Go ahead,
dude. But how they treated Eli Manning is the most embarrassing thing that I've ever seen. Like your franchise QB, and you treat him like crap for like his last 2 years.
Are you talking about 2-time Super Bowl MVP Eli Manning? Yeah, shut your goddamn mouth. Okay.
No, yeah, Eli Manning. Your franchise did not treat Eli Manning with the respect he deserved. That's what I'm talking about.
Reminding you. Yeah, I heard you, and I'm reminding you that we beat you twice. So shut the fuck up and don't talk about my quarterback like that. Right? Worry about your fucking quarterback who left your franchise.
I'm an Eagles fan, dude. I'm an Eagles fan. You know that.
Are you really? Oh yeah, you are an Eagles fan. Right? I always forget that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you more. Right.
Everything else, New England.
You guys are.
Yeah, that's kind of true though. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, well, at least we've got a team for the last 5 years. What have you done?
The city to the ground every time they win. So it's like
it's not my city, bro. I live in Eastern Connecticut. I don't care what they do over there.
It affects
me their brotherly love.
I live close to Philly. I live 3 minutes in Philly.
It does. It affects you way more than him.
Way more.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Philly's in the Super Bowl. You're locking the windows up, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, thank God I'm in Bucks County. Fucking that shit. Oh, did you guys see something Malice posted or reposted? Some fucking lib reporter was shitting on Scott Adams. Which, by the way, fuck Scott Adams. I don't even care about Scott Adams. That's not the point of this. But he was shitting on Scott Adams for being like, Scott Adams, like, if you vote for Biden, you'll be dead within a year. And then this guy reposts, he's like, oh, look at that, still alive. And then he got shot to death in his home in Philly, which is kind of funny.
Typo sent me that.
I mean, it's gnarly, dude.
Scott Adams got shot to death?
No,
not Scott Adams.
The lib reporter who is like, I'm still alive, you fucking idiot. Look, you don't know shit. And he got shot to death in Philly because he's a fucking dumb white liberal.
Nice.
But dude, I did look at the guy's profile. He wasn't that liberal. Like he was like, I get it, like he was a little bit, but he wasn't that bad. Like he was posting like some decent stuff. They could have gotten someone so much better, man. They could have got someone else.
Yeah, fair, but still funny.
Not. He's still a reporter. I don't care.
He's still a journalist.
Fair enough. Journalist is a journalist.
Aren't you doing journalism right now, Sam? Like, isn't that what you're doing?
Yeah, but I should die too.
Kill him.
Get him.
Murder him.
No, this isn't journalism. I don't do journalism. I'm doing it's a Jimmy Buffett documentary. I don't think that's journalism. I think that's just, me trying to, go to a bunch of tropical places and deduct it on my taxes.
Fair.
I
feel like
smart, actually.
Who's a guy that would, like, if you made a documentary about them in general, they'd be pissed that you ended up making a documentary about them. Like, I feel like
Steven Seagal
would be one of those. Oh, Steven's.
That's a good one, actually.
Do you guys ever see the videos?
Well, Jimmy Buffett's dead, so.
Oh, I mean, after they died, like they'd come back to haunt you because of that.
Oh, so they have to be dead in this scenario?
I hope not.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be haunted by anybody, I hope it's the ghost of Jimmy Buffett, though.
Fair.
Have you guys ever seen the montages of Steven Seagal running? It's some of the funny shit.
Yes, I did see that.
His wings.
Just all montages of Steven Seagal are hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's usually
him as a freaking sheriff's deputy, lawman in Louisiana, putting on a fake Louisiana accent, arresting people.
Who the fuck did he trick to feel like I'm an elite fighter? Like who did he who was like, yeah, all right. Like it was like, sure.
Dude, he tricked like Japanese martial artists. He did a lot. Like there's a couple good podcast episodes by Gadala, which is kind of a lib podcast, but
yeah, I know
they have some good stuff on there.
So, all right, because I know at least like.
Do you know those guys, Adam?
I don't know them personally. I know of them. But yeah, he's a fucking what's his face? He's a dumb lib. He was the one who was threatening. Fuck. Oh, dude, man, I'm sorry, I can't remember. He was threatening like a more like middle to right leaning comedian. I forgot who it was. He was like, "I'll punch him in the mouth." I'm like, "You're a fat fucking liberal middle 45-year-old no one. Like you ain't doing shit. You fat fuck."
That's exactly what his martial arts is for. Middling 45-year-old fat fucks. Like that's literally it's like the guys that are like, I can use my mind to sway you from hitting me, and then they just get dome rocked because they're like, I'll just hit you, and they're like,
okay, but hold up. That's China, though. Like, that only happens in China. Steven Seagal went to Japan and, like Steven Seagal is a legitimate martial artist. He's just not a top world-class one. And he was under this Japanese martial artist, and he got married to a Japanese woman and everything, and then he, like, cheated on her and got a second wife. I mean, the guy's whole thing is crazy.
All right, because I know, like, Norris was, like, legit. In fact, Norris was pissed that he had to lose to Bruce Lee in the movie. And then, whatchamacallit, Enter the Dragon?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was like, I could fucking beat Bruce Lee. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Bruce Lee never really fought.
Definitely not.
Competition.
No way.
He never fought in a competition. We don't really know how Bruce Lee would, like, really do. Like, he never, like, went into the cage and, like, fucking duked it out to prove himself. You know? So, like,
Aikido, which is what Steven Seagal trains in, Aikido is bullshit. It doesn't.
It's not
work. But
real, it's
not real.
Because Bruce Lee he made like it's not Aikido, that's a dog, but he made like a very specific, like his own form of martial arts.
He made an Americanized version of like traditional karate.
I forgot what he called it, but it was like a special name.
Remember.
And but my point is, I'm not saying he's not. Okay. Okay, I'll go. Not that he can't fight. I'm just saying, like, who knows? Like, could like, you know, this could beat fucking Bruce Lee in a fight? Probably.
Dude, Chuck Norris fucking might. Chuck Norris
might. That's what I'm saying. Because Chuck Norris was like fighting competition.
Bruce Lee's was Jeet Kune Do.
That's it. Jeet Kune Do. That's it.
Jeet Kune Do. And it was,
but like Wing Chun is the one that's mostly in the Chinese movies. Yes. And that one is like, it's like kind of performative.
Yeah, no, my favorite.
But
is like,
I mean, Steven Seagal and Jackie Chan could beat the crap out of me. I'm pretty sure. Both of them.
Jackie Chan, that dude's fucking wild.
Dude,
you see him fucking.
But he does Wing Chun. He'd get beaten by most fighters.
Yeah, probably. Well, I think that's what he does in like movies and shit. But I bet you, what else he trains? I bet you he's a savage. But have you seen? He's also a savage because he just says like "fuck off" to his kids. You see that shit recently in the news?
No.
He was like, there's something in the news where he was like, I think his daughter came out as like non-binary, and he was like,
dude, Jackie Chan's based.
I disown you. Like,
base Jackie.
Like, I still like guys.
But she's like,
I'm straight. I'm just non-binary. He was like, yeah, you don't get any of my money. Like, we're from China. Fuck you.
But she said that she was homeless because of her dad, but like she's in her 20s or 30s. Like she was expecting her dad to like fund her housing. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's how. Would you expect your parents? I don't know. Probably most of us in here we would probably all do this, but I wouldn't expect my parents, millionaires, to like take care of me for the rest of my life. I mean, I'd want someone.
I would want a small loan of $1 million from my parents.
I moved out of my parents' house in high school.
As long as they could pay for, like, if I had a girlfriend or a wife that needed like a tit job, if they paid for the tit job, I would accept that. That'd be perfectly fine by me. Like, if you just bought me dinner every once in a while and my girlfriend had nice tits, we could never talk again. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's chill. That's chill. I don't
know if I can convince my parents to do that.
You don't think you can convince your parents to give your wife a tit job?
You can convince your dad to pay for it.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like I could, like, if I could really sell my dad on like a girl, then I think he would be like, you know what? All right.
Yeah, my mom's probably wouldn't take too kindly to me asking them to.
This is probably like a bad, like, I'm totally going to kill the mood here, but my mom had breast cancer 3 times, so I don't think she would find it very funny if I asked her to buy a tit job.
So we can make that funny, Kyle. It's this easy. It's like, Mom, listen, you had to run. You lost them. Give it to my girlfriend.
please, I'm just asking you, please pay this one forward.
Don't be selfish. It's karma. You want her 4 times?
Don't be selfish. I'll make sure.
Adam, that's kickoff.
Yeah, no, I'm watching.
Yeah,
I might be slightly behind you.
Yeah, I am too.
Now I have to fucking restart my Hulu, you fucking cunt. I bet just don't say anything. You can just do that and let me enjoy this loss on my own, and then you guys can shit on me during the game, okay? Just enjoy this L.
Yeah, they're definitely losing, right? Like they're definitely going to lose this game,
100%
losing
this.
Which is surprising
Buddy,
because it's the Seahawks and they're not that good.
No, let me tell you something. A little fun Giants fact for you, boys. The Giants historically trash in primetime games. Historically trash.
Absolutely.
On top of that, want to hear Daniel Jones' record in primetime games, including this year already?
0-12.
1-13. So pretty much 0-12.
Might as well be close.
It's 1-13. And I also want to add, we barely made the playoffs last year. The first 4 games of the season for us have been primetime games. Does the league hate us? What are they doing?
Wow.
Let us play on 1 o'clock on Sundays and be ignored. Stop.
Yeah, they gotta give that multi-billion-dollar contract that Daniel Jones just got. They gotta give it in a primetime slot.
Fucking Jamal Adams comes back for the first time in like 13 months. He's gonna destroy us. It's just like everything's Barkley's out. Everything's prime for us to take an L. It's fine.
Yeah, do you think it's weird that all the like really good quarterbacks that got paid this offseason have been absolute ass to start the season?
Weird. Yeah.
No.
No,
because it's like every single time a player gets paid out, they're like, I'm good. It's like,
I ain't risking anything.
No.
Y'all watch basketball at all?
No, because I'm not gay.
No, you're a faggot.
You're right.
You're not gay. You're just a faggot.
Exactly.
DeAndre Ayton, he's one of my favorite players. He was on the Suns. He just got traded for fucking goddamn, I don't even know where he's from, an Eastern Ukrainian fuckhead. I'm so pissed. I was just gonna bitch about it.
Why is he not fighting the war?
Yeah, I was gonna say, get on the war. Throw the ball.
He should be in the war right now, dude.
Yeah,
they're drafting women over there, dude. They should be drafting him.
Equal opportunity. Everybody gets a chance to fight.
Women get equal rights and equal lefts. That's all.
Exactly. Typo and I talked about this on our show this week. We were talking about how, the manosphere like gets some things right. They're annoying as fuck, most of them. I can't stand a lot of them. I think they say a lot of retarded ass shit. But the one thing that I love to hear and see is like, there's one that's going viral right now, and it's just a dude going out there and he's asking women, like, do you think women should get drafted? And they're like, for war? And it's like, yes, it's for
the NBA.
I was gonna say, actually, the answer is no for any draft. No, because no,
any draft,
football, basketball, war, no for all of them.
Yeah, well, and it was just so funny because it was just like, they're like, for war, well, not me personally. And it's like, all right, well, if you're gonna have an honest conversation, like if you actually sat down, like I get where a lot of the shit comes from, right? We talked about this a little bit on our show, but I get where a lot of the shit comes from. Do you want to walk down the street and just be wearing fucking jeans and a t-shirt and get catcalled by fucking shitty looking dudes working construction? No, you don't. I understand that. It sucks. It's part of life. It shouldn't be, but I get it. Whatever. I understand that part. But if you want equality under everything, then let's talk about it. Like you get drafted. If I don't sign up for, the Selective Service Act, then I don't get any kind of funding. It's hard for me to attend any kind of colleges. It's hard for me to get jobs because they look at that shit too.
They also kind of tell you have to. They're like, you kind of got to. Yeah. Like, you kind of got to do it because if you go to jail or something like that.
Yeah, you're going to go to jail.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Yeah.
And
I'm so psyched being 36. It's awesome. Just in case the fucking draft.
Well, that's Typo and I's like worst fear is like them to come back and be like, hey, we're recalling your service. And I'm like, hell no, I'm moving to fucking Mexico. I'm going to South America. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, not Canada.
No, because they're going to also send you to war.
They'll extradite me and put me in prison.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Canada sucks and is gay also.
Yeah, Canada is fucking
for sure
gay. The snow Mexicans, not the cooler of the two Mexicans.
Did you just see? They just glorified a Nazi in Parliament.
Yes. That was the best thing they ever did.
That was crazy. Yeah, standing ovation for this man.
That's actually the coolest thing they ever did.
Poland's trying to extradite him.
It's about time, right?
That was crazy. It was so crazy, dude. It's like, did they not do like research, or do they just think people are so dumb that they're just like, hey, this guy fought Russia 80 years ago.
Dude, I truly think they're so brainwashed into believing like that's like Russia bad, so it doesn't they don't care. Like they just don't like they are robot. I know it's like a cliche with the NPC and bot shit, but like I don't know what else to call it. You know, it's like that's what it is. It's just like they're just like no, but it's like he's a Nazi, a literal Nazi. They're like no, it's cool. It's like okay, but like punch a Nazi. What happened to that? Like no, not this guy though.
Yeah, not this Nazi. Yeah. We're gonna host him in our parliament building. I don't know. It's so wild. And clap him on. I don't get it. What did he do? Do you guys know what he did? Did he just like? Did I don't think he was like. What did he do?
I think he was just like a regular. Like he was in Ukraine and he was like obviously he was adjacent to the
war veteran.
Like, yeah, he was a war veteran. I don't know if he actually committed.
Yeah, he is. He's goddamn definitely a war veteran.
But I just know that he was definitely like he was part of an adjacent military for like the Nazis, but in Ukraine.
Dude, no, he was Waffen SS. He was Waffen SS, the Ukrainian division.
Savage. Yeah, he was a savage.
Yeah, but that's one thing
he committed war crimes against Polish people, dude. Like Poland's trying to extradite him. He's been living in Canada forever.
Bro, it's the funniest thing. Jamal Adams just comes back after a 13-month injury. Daniel Jones just knees him ahead. They take him out for a concussion.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Oh, just watched it. Just watched it on my screen.
Hey, that was.
Don't care. See you later.
Good night.
That was one thing.
Oh, dude, he's wobbly.
Yeah,
I didn't know until like the Ukraine stuff popped up about how deep the Nazis were in Ukraine and how much of an influence it had on their people. That was actually
that's a right-wing conspiracy theory typo that shall not be repeated on this fucking very political, very serious podcast.
Did we wait 30 seconds to not cuss?
Dude, I think the lucky thing for me is I was following it beforehand.
Huh?
Whoa.
What?
Time out. Pause.
You were following it. What? You were part of it?
I heard he was part of it.
Grandpa?
I heard he was. I'm gonna remove him for now.
Yeah, no, he can't defend himself.
Sam's not on the show until he gets back.
Yeah, it's like
until he's denazified.
Sorry, we were told not to talk sports because Kyle hates sports.
Kyle's just
he knows.
Sorry, Kyle. It's prevalent right now. Football season.
I know.
Sorry. Don't worry. Once football's over, I'll stop talking about it.
Are you a... No, we'll still talk about it.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about how bad the Giants were all year. You're right.
Are you Kyle, are you a what's it bread and circus guy? Like, is that what you refer to it as?
No, I think sports are gay. If I want to go watch grown men play with balls, I would go watch gay porn, but I'm not.
Okay, not the same. They're not equatable, but okay.
They're not. It's not my thing. I was never into sports. I went to 2 football practices. When I was a kid, it just wasn't.
I do understand the argument though that it's bread and circus.
100%
distraction. I totally.
I'm okay with
it. I mean, I don't think that's what it is. I think people just say that because they want to dog on something. But I get it. I also think that sports serve like an important purpose, as in like a mostly male dominated space where guys can kind of like enjoy something apolitically and just kind of have that area. And it's good to like gatekeep people that are pussies or gatekeep women out of the kind of situation. So I know that sounds sexist as fuck, but I think it's a good thing for dudes to have like a culture where they feel safe.
You're right. Also, like there was some shit in football that I learned that did help throughout the years. Like like a work ethic. Like
exactly
being dependable,
like having male leaders. Like
yes, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I mean. There's so many lessons, and then just kind of like the idea of having like a men's only kind of space. I think is totally a good thing. So it's not my thing, but I think that's great for guys to have something like that.
No, I know you're not the guy who's like sports ball. Because by the way, that person who's like sports, you're a fucking faggot. And I don't mean in the gay way. I just mean like you're a fucking like as a person. Like you could be a chick, and I'm gonna call you that. Like anyways, like sports ball. What you like? You weren't in the end zone. You fucking know. Like that's so annoying. That bullshit,
I'll fly a sports flag before I fly a
on a Marine Corps flag.
Well, the American flag, it's got all the. This is the one that was given to me that was signed by everybody. So that's the only reason why I have it up.
It's sentimental. I get it. I was just fucking.
But I hate half the people that signed it. So
just cut that part out.
No, I keep
Burn
it so it fuels my hate on the Marine Corps. Like that's what this flag represents.
Cool.
Because half of them, the one guy, there's a gunny on here, a gunnery sergeant on here. Let me see if I can find.
Don't say his
somebody
name.
put. I'll say his fucking name. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that guy. My phrase from the Marine Corps was "can't stop time" because I was like ready to get out. So I was like, "Can't stop time." Like they can fuck with me all they want.
Yes, baby.
Gunny Moeller. He said, "This guy. I declined extending my contract or renewing my contract. Both. I declined both because I told him he's the type of guy that would get me killed.
Can I have a painkiller, please?
Sure.
Yo, shut the fuck up."
He's ordering. He literally had a menu up and was ordering food while he's on a podcast.
Yeah, but I told him he would get me killed in country because he was such an idiot, and that's why I'm declining to go on. That's why I'm declining my contracts and I'm not renewing my service. And he put "thank you for your service" on because he thought I was such a shitty Marine, and I was like, "No, you're a shitty Marine. Like, go fuck yourself."
It looks like, honestly, I think both things are true.
Yeah.
Both
you guys want to know the funniest story? Okay. So me and Luke were in Okinawa, Japan together. And then Luke went to California back to 29 Palms with the Arty unit, which is where he finished his contract. And that's the unit he was talking about just now. And I showed up at 29 Palms. And it was so weird. We ended up on the same base and in the same barracks. My unit and his unit shared the same barracks. It was weird. It was like destiny wanted us to be together. But my first weekend back, so Luke is like, he's a sergeant, so he's like running field day where like every Thursday he has to like make sure Marines are like cleaning their room. And he's like told me like, come on over. I just got to do some room inspections, but then we can chill. Well, I walk over and this like redhead ginger dude is at the top of the stairs, like crying. And he's talking about how he's going to kill himself. And Luke is at the bottom of the stairs.
Did you tell him to do it, pussy?
And Luke, this is what Luke said. Do it. Jump right now. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? Like, I was like, this is not okay. The kid didn't do it. He just walked down.
I knew he wouldn't.
You know you shouldn't have said that, right? Like, regardless.
I don't care. I told him I knew he wasn't going to do it. I had been trying to mentor this kid from stop being a pussy, and I was good about it. Like, I wasn't like a shitty person about it, but he was,
that's better.
He was mad. Like I was already working with this kid, and he like his girl broke up with him. She was a fucking stripper, like typical Marine story. Girl was a stripper or back home or something like that. I don't know. It was something weird. He wasn't liking being in the Marine Corps either. He was big as fuck for no reason. Like not fat, but like a bigger. He was like a Blake Griffin-esque type guy, like, you know, but slow. So he had a lot going for him, but he couldn't ever use his talents correctly. You know, like he just didn't have anything that he was super good at. And he was dumber than a box of rocks. Nice kid, but dumber than a box of rocks. So this one day he's getting fucked up because he can't keep his goddamn room clean. And I'm getting fucked up for it. And I'm, 4 or 5 months out from getting out of the Marine Corps. I'm like, I don't want to deal with these fucking children. And so he walks up while we're doing field day. He doesn't live on the 3rd floor, but he walks up all the way up there. And he's crying, and I'm like, here we fucking go. Here comes the waterworks. And he's like, I'm going to jump. And I was like, I'm sitting down there, and I'm like, fucking do it then. Like, go ahead. Fucking do it. And I was like, if you don't jump by the time I walk up these 3 flights of stairs, I might push you off. And he was like, I'm going to jump, Sergeant. I'm going to jump. And I was like, all right, I'm coming up. And so I walked up my happy ass all the way up those fucking flights of stairs. And he didn't do it. And I sat there, and before I'd walked up the stairs, I was like, hey, call, the people on duty and like get our gunnery sergeant. Because I knew this kid wasn't going to jump, but he needed like a realization check. Like, hey,
being a pussy.
Bro, yeah, you're being a bitch right now. You're not going to do this. You're doing it for attention. So I walked all the way up there, and I stood with him up there until other people came. And I was like, now it's your job. And it wasn't Gunny Moeller here, but it was another staff NCO. But I had them take care of him, and then I took him to 90% of his fucking mental evals for the rest of that. So until I left there.
My bad.
Yeah. No, you're good. I get it. It sounds bad, but he fucking deserved it.
That's what I walked up to, dude. I was like, Luke's just telling kids to kill themselves.
That was Typo's like first week at the new place too. And at our last unit just didn't operate like that. Like our last unit was super fucking chill. Everybody hated staff NCOs and officers. It didn't matter. But at that unit, it was just different. Everybody acted super hoity-toity and like we're super Marine Corps hoorah by the book. And I was just like, I can't deal with both of y'all, so I'm just gonna act how I act. But now I'm pissed off too. And I wasn't pissed off as much at my other unit, but it was just wild. But yeah, that was Typo walking up to 29 Palms, California, seeing me for the first time after he PCS back to the States. And I'm just telling this ginger fuckhead to jump off a third story barracks. I was like, go ahead, pussy, do it. Fucking jump. I swear to God. It's just wild. But this is
dude, I was
go ahead.
I was like because I recognized like this is one thing that I saw is that like everybody's so harsh that like I thought everybody like all the other corporals and sergeants were so harsh. I just figured like, hey, I'll just be soft on these guys, and then they have people being hard on them, so I'll just be soft on them, and then other people will pick up the slack. And I just filled that niche. So I was never like that. I was always soft as fuck on the guys.
Dude, I tried that and it failed completely. Dude. I was so pissed. This one kid, he went out and bought like a Charger with the stick shift. He didn't know how to drive it for like 27% APR. Didn't tell me. He got engaged, bought like a $20,000 ring to this chick that he just met in like 2 months. Fuck. He was letting her drive the car. He was paying for her cell phone. All this, dude. I had no idea this was going on until like he's like, hey, how do I get a ring back that I give to a girl? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he just explains that he did all this like craziness. And then he wasn't even driving the car. He was letting her drive the vehicle, dude. It was the craziest thing. And after that, I was like, no, I'm not being nice anymore. Fuck this kid.
I would not have been nice in that situation.
The one dude I used to listen to a lot, I was just listening to him on a podcast the other day. His name's Terrence Pop, and he talks a lot about kind of getting out of the military and divorce stuff. And he had told a story where I think basically what happened was he was out on leave and then he came back and his wife wanted to divorce him. He actually used like their GPS stuff that was available to them to track where his van was going and figured out that she was cheating. And he came back home and he had a dog and the kids came running up to him, but the dog wasn't there. And his wife had told him, well, I wanted you to leave. And well, once again, the dog wasn't there anymore.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, it kind of gets to like a bigger point. Oh, dude, it's fucked. But like, I see so many dudes in the military that like run around chasing women with an erection to get them to marry them because of like the incentives. Was that like a theme for you guys?
Huge 100%, dude. If you at like, dude, I thought about it like marrying someone that was my friend.
We were talking about marrying each other,
dude. We talked about it all the time because you got a house to live in.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would do it in front of them. I don't care, dude. You get a house to live in. You get like, especially in Okinawa, dude. Okinawa was so much better perks. You get to like where we were at. You got to live off base. You got to drive a car, which was like you couldn't drive a car as like a young Marine in Okinawa.
I was 21 in Okinawa and wasn't allowed to drive a car. I'd been driving since I was 15 to get back and forth from work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you drive a car?
You're not allowed. You're not. The United States Marine Corps says.
That's what I was saying. Is it like an Okinawa law or like a fucking?
Yeah, no, it's not an Okinawa law. It's just
why do Marines? Why won't they let you drive? I don't understand though.
Probably because
many DUIs,
like
probably.
Well, DUIs, and then we were on like a very strict lockdown in Okinawa. The Marine Corps is, and we're not. It wasn't even.
Are they worried about them starting some shit up again? What are they worried about?
No.
Well,
yeah,
we were on a strict lockdown because there was some Navy guys that some Navy contractors. They weren't even actual like U.S. military men, but Navy contractors that raped and killed a Japanese local. and
that was
it became a big
like
thing.
one time.
Well,
yeah, but the Marine Corps does mass punishment.
Yeah, so they do mass punishment. So the Navy contractors did it. We went on lockdown because we're a department of the Navy, and we had been on lockdown since before I got there and it got let up a little bit after I got there. But we had like these red cards that you had to check out to go off base. Like we were on like a pretty like restrictive lockdown. Like it was wild, and it made you want to kill yourself every fucking day. Like you were like you weren't allowed to like go out into the public. You had to be back
definitely
before
should have got married. You guys should have got married.
Should have got
married. I like to think you guys get married and like you're like you have to fuck each other though. Like no, you guys gotta like we're making sure. You're like all right,
you guys gotta prove it.
Yeah, dude, I do it right in front of them. I don't care.
It's usually the other way around though. Typically that I've seen, it's not really that Marines necessarily want to get married. It's just that the women want to marry you because it's free healthcare. I mean, it's
where are these women?
Your status go up. Your status immediately goes up because I'm dating a veteran, someone in the military.
Guaranteed paycheck. They're gone a lot, so you can fuck other people.
Yeah, I mean it really seems like the military almost does kind of keep the whole marriage industrial complex going, isn't like they want these poor Marines to go get married, and you have Matt Walsh and all Daily Wire telling all all these young dumb dudes, hey, go get married, it's the best thing you could possibly do, and then these guys have no idea, and they're about to just get fucking raked over the coals because they have all this stuff, and then once again, as soon as the woman decides she doesn't want to do it anymore, she can go fuck around, and then the bottom drops out under the dude, and then the dude's left fucked, but the woman just made out like a bandit. All she had to do was hop on his dick a couple times.
Yeah, this happens it's actually particularly worse in North Carolina, which is like a third of the Marine Corps at Camp Lejeune, because North Carolina has a law that if you get married, you have to be married for at least a year before you can file for divorce. So there's so many people that I met that were like still married, and they're like, oh, but we have to wait like 7 months before we can file for divorce. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And they still have to split everything. And
the thing is too, if in the Marine Corps, or I think it's across all DoD military, you can get in trouble for adultery. So if you commit adultery, you can actually lose pay, get docked. So when those people when you're actually separated from your wife in the Marine Corps, but you're not together anymore, but still married on paper, you could get in trouble if they bring that up against you. And I've seen people lost rank, people lost like doctor pay, got sent on restriction. It happened a lot. It actually happened to a Marine of one of the Marines I knew pretty well. He denied it, but he was a scumbag.
He was a scumbag. He probably did it.
When I was still with the
that's
NYPD,
the other thing. A lot of them cheat too. Like a lot of the guys,
of course. When I was still with the NYPD, there was this lieutenant who was going to Thailand for sex tourism, but for young boys, like
not hell yeah.
And like,
actually, you know what? Hell yeah. You know what?
Luke said, "Double down."
I appreciate a double down. I appreciate a double down for sure.
His LAPD fucking police officer eating the bones of the babies, fucking all the little boys.
NYPD. No, like, so I think what happened. So word got back to like the States and the NYPD that this guy was doing this. Now I think they found into a loophole where like they couldn't technically like charge him with a crime because it's like legal there or something like that. So like they couldn't. I think so. I haven't listened. This was a while ago, and I don't remember the exact details. Okay, they're murky, but I do know this: couldn't get fired. Didn't get arrested. They just demoted him. They're like, you're like your sergeant now.
Listen, you little kid diddler. We're not going to give you any kids cases, but please stop going over to Thailand, man. That's all.
I believe that's what happened. Yeah,
dude, that's one thing.
That would make sense. That like to be honest, like it makes sense that they couldn't do anything. Like it makes sense that their hands are tied. They're like, we know that this is a thing. Well, now I don't think it makes as much sense, like because you can make the argument that you're taking away, you're putting a bad image out for the police department so they can get rid of you. That's like become a thing in a lot of companies and especially in a lot of branches of the government. They can get rid of you if you're bringing in undue attention or an unwarranted attention that they don't want. They can get rid of you, but it makes sense that they couldn't do shit. What were you about to say, Typo? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, since my dad was a prison guard for so long, he told me plenty of stories where like it's actually really hard for the state to fire people. Like they can't just like it's actually like incredibly hard for them to like they have
once
to
you
like
pass
royally
screw once you pass like a probation period, it's like you gotta like rape or just straight murder, and then like all right, you're fired. Like it's really hard. Like those union jobs from the city,
Those
like
unions,
the super. I mean,
I
know.
Yeah, because
unions are crazy.
My dad was telling me this guy like sued the state like 7 or 8 times when he worked at the prison, and they still couldn't fire him. And he was just suing over like mediocre shit. It was so crazy. And he was getting like payouts like crazy. Then he'd be out for like 6 months because he's like, oh, I just got back surgery, so I can't go to work. And the state's still paying him.
This is an interesting stat from CNN, apparently. Only 43 of more than 8,000 discharged from U.S. military for COVID vaccine has rejoined.
Wow. That's dope. Dude, they were just, I mean, we had a guy come on. We had a guy come on talking about it when it first started happening. He got separated. He was one of the first Marines to get separated. It was crazy to hear like it coming from him. It was kind of a bad quality episode just because of the internet issues out in the middle of nowhere where he was. But it was interesting to hear that shit because if you were in at that time, we could. Just Typo and I knowing, and I'm sure Sam does too. Like you don't have a lot of options, and you don't know your options, and they won't tell you your options. You have to like go out and find your options in the military with anything, whether it's sexual assaults on male or female. I mean, look at all the shit that's happening in Fort Worth. I mean, Fort Worth is like body central. You know, it's Chirac of the military. Like there's bodies out buried in the middle of the desert for decades, and they're digging up bodies left and right, and they're talking about dragging fucking parts of Fort Worth to like go over to see if there's any other bodies dead out there because they found so many after that big one with what was her name, Vanessa something or other. I can't remember her last name.
I think that was Fort Hood, wasn't it?
Fort Hood, you're right, Fort Hood.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fort Worth, Dallas or whatever.
Yeah. It's Fort Hood. Fort Hood.
It's like the biggest base in Texas, I believe.
Yeah, wasn't it also the one where the guy did the terrorist bombing, shooting thing too? Fort Hood. Yeah, Fort Hood's a fucking mess.
Yeah,
dude, it's fucked up.
Military
There's
question.
A lot of horror stories.
How hard is it to go from like just like to go from like NCO to lieutenant or something like that? Like, how hard is it to
switch over from enlisted to officer, or just like lowest of the low to
both? Because I rewatched Band of Brothers for like the 20th time.
You need a degree. Well, it depends. Band of Brothers time. If we're there's huge difference. Huge
I was gonna say, so Band of Brothers time, there was field promotions.
Yes,
and field promotions were dope.
That's not a thing anymore.
No, well, I mean it is, but not as
dude. What do you mean field promotions are dope?
Only when there's mass.
Are you crazy?
I mean, it's dope and not dope.
Exactly.
It's
okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not dope because a lot of people had to die for there to be a field promotion. But most of the time, a lot of the guys that got field promoted, they got promoted because they actually should be in that position, other than the guys.
Because in Band of Brothers, what's his face? Donnie Wahlberg's character, or our actual real guy, Lipton. He got field promoted to lieutenant from like I was like, that's fucking and that was a brutal death. Yeah, a lot of guys died.
At the beginning of the episode or the show, he's like just a sergeant, and at the end of it, he's like a major, and you're like, wait, how did this happen?
Dude, I love that show. I've seen that show like literally 20 because like as much as like we all know like a lot of the wars are bullshit and stuff, like there's still like the part of like just some 18-year-old getting thrown into like a crazy scenario and being like figure it out at 18, and he'd be like, okay, like I just think of myself and like, oh, I don't think I could have done that at 18. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, we were those 18-year-olds, and it's as dumb as you think it is.
There was also like I think a major different. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Vet TV. I'm sure Sam and Lucas heard of it, but they kind of made this comedy skit. They make like comedy little skits about the military. And they made this one, and it was so spot on. I never thought about it before, but they're like,
pull it up.
It was showing like this culture of like what it was like for veterans in World War II, and they're like writing letters to their loved ones, and like they're the what they're fighting for is very romanticized. Like they're actually fighting against a truly evil. And then it skips to like our generation, and it's like just retards. They're like wearing dildos on their heads, running around being stupid. Like, we don't even know what we're fighting for. We're just all in this together.
We're fighting for Raytheon, dude.
Yeah,
but like it was probably like that in World War II too.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. I go, if you just remove all of those thoughts, like the nukes and all, and if you again just look into, like, it's crazy that some 18-year-old kid from Nebraska who just lived on a farm his whole life was like, hey man, you're gonna parachute. Oh, what's that? You got to go on a plane and jump out of it. I know you've never heard of that before, but we're going to do it. And then you're going to do that over, not in front of them, behind enemy lines. And we're also going to miss your drop zone by like miles. So good luck finding anybody you know. And then good luck walking around France.
Yeah. Like, and when you go to war,
kill anyone that speaks Kraut if you can recognize it.
Yeah. Dude, when you go to war back then, you don't come home. There's no like, oh, it's a 9-month to 10-month year deployment, and then you come home. Also, they're going to bring every luxury over there for you, like water, food, fast food, pizza, like all this crazy luxuries. No, you go to war and you don't come home until it's over.
Right.
And like even after it's over, you're still occupying that country for a little bit, making sure you're putting down any sort of resistance.
Like in the show, obviously, which anybody who's never seen the show, go watch Band of Brothers. It's amazing. But like it was following the 101st Airborne, right? So like, the last episode, like they fucking Eagle's Nest is down. They're sitting there chilling in Hitler's fucking bunker, and like, not bunker, the Eagle's Nest, and be like, yeah. And then they're like, hey, so we gotta start training tomorrow at 0600 because we gotta go fight Japs now. So I don't know. Good luck. It's like, oh, and everyone's like, well, we just won. They're like, no, you just won here. You gotta go fight over there.
You gotta go over there. The Marines didn't finish the job yet.
Exactly.
Get your ass over there.
Obviously, they never went because we dropped. But still, the fact that these guys are like, huh? And then like I know that like back then there was like a point system, so you had like enough points you could go home. Right, or wherever the points, but I think it was like Purple Hearts and shit like that. But just like again, like a lot of guys who've been in there since D-Day didn't have like enough points to go home because they didn't get hurt enough, whatever. So this poor bastard's been there for fucking 4 years. He's like, I gotta go to fucking Japan now. Fuck, that shit sucks, dude. I mean,
so I found the video. It's in the chat. I don't know if you can just put it somewhere where anybody can go watch it. It's 5 minutes long, so I don't think we should watch it. But it's really dope.
Here, I'll try it.
It's literally like, guys riding home, fucking some French lady singing, Edith Piaf, she's singing.
It's in the chat.
Yeah. So Edith Piaf is fucking singing, and it's like World War II style. They're in a fucking cathedral. They've just,
it's like
you can tell they just got out of a battle. It's like being bombed outside. You can hear it. And they're like, they really believe in what they were doing, like that's kind of like the sentiment. And then it's like hard rock music, fucking some dude with silkies on and a cut off crop top shirt and a big fat lip of dipping. And he's like, this ain't your grandpa's generation. Like, and just like, they're just like talking about like butt fucking each other. And like, it's dope. And there's a change in the military from that time period to this time period, even though, there's guys during that time period that we're talking about. I mean, fucking Smedley Butler came out with War is a Racket, and it's basically an entire book that's stating, we fought the World War II for the banks. Like, that's what we did for the banks and the politicians. And so like, they still had that mentality, but there was still like an honor factor in it where
that was the banana wars in World War I, though, not World War II, but still point stands.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Like, I mean, he also has interviews talking about what went on with, well, maybe not him. There was a couple other people that came out and spoke about World War II and, things like that. And it just goes to show like these things have always been the true idea of what war is, at least current war, and how it's been portrayed is a lot different. And we're just some fucking retards now. Like, to be quite honest, we're just, you look at us look at the music that they listen to compared to the music we're going to listen to in old folks' homes. Like, I work in a lot of old folks' home and going and like,
I'm some shitty. You sound the real shitty.
Like, we're going to be listening to fucking Trey Songz, Jason Derulo, fucking J. Cole, some dude that's like Ski Mask.
No, man, I'm going to be listening to Jimmy Buffett. You listen to whatever you want.
You will not be in charge of the
You know, but like, no, you're right. Like I think about that. Like Biggie's gonna be blasting in some retirement home in like 30, 40, like like hypnotized, like boom, it was be like
like there's gonna be a shit ton of us.
Soldier
Boy,
gonna
be a shit ton of us tatted. Yeah, I know. Somebody breaking their hip trying to crank the Soldier Boy, dude. Like, God damn it, Steve, you can't move anymore. I gotta lean on my walker to crank that.
Yeah, dude, just watching World War II shit is cool though, because again, even though obviously a lot of cases maybe we didn't have to fight the war and all that shit aside, it's still because again, those kids didn't fucking know, and it's like when you just take away all the other adult shit and you just think about like the guys who just got thrown into a crazy scenario and just like we're fighting for the guy beside him is fucking nuts. Like it's
me and Luke always put it in like we always explain it in like two different perspectives. It was like me and Luke getting like talking about war fighting Marine Corps perspective is like we want to blow shit up, be cool, watch like war fighters go in. We know it's probably not for the right reasons, but it's still fucking cool.
It's fucking dope. It's fucking dope. And like, let's be honest, like, even if those guys didn't know, like, let's say most of those guys didn't know shit, like they don't know what the fuck they're like, there's some bad shit happening. We didn't even know about the Holocaust at the beginning. And so like, could you imagine being the first, like, to be honest, like put yourself in the position of some American soldier that just fought this fucking crazy ass time period going through Poland and shit like that. And then they walk onto an internment camp at the beginnings of Germany with these malnutrition people because they didn't know that they were Jews right away. Just like gypsies and Jews and all these different types of people that are just malnutrition and you walk over in these camps. Like, what the fuck do you think? They were like, oh, now I really
mute your mic.
You can't mute him.
I can't mute.
Damn.
Oh, there you go.
The show.
Jesus.
But
like hell yeah, you want to fucking fight. And then when you watch it and you watch it from that perspective, it makes it a damn good movie. Every single one.
Yeah, and people will demonize the Nazis, rightfully so. But if you had to choose to go back in time and what side of the war you want to fight in the Pacific or in Europe, I would choose Europe.
Europe every day. Europe all day.
And over
all day.
Again.
All day, dude. The Japanese were fucking violently brutal. Dude, Sam chasing an animal?
What the fuck is happening?
He's chasing a rabbit.
Is that a possum?
I think it's a rabbit. Stop scaring the rabbit, you fucking autistic idiot.
Boys, that's a fucking raccoon, bro.
All right, well, stop chasing the raccoon.
Make it your friend.
Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten near the raccoon. I think
they might have rabies.
Adam, don't tell me what to do. This is America, you motherfucker.
Rabies and die.
If it had rabies, you'd be running to me, bro.
I can't even hear you.
I told you at the beginning of this episode, I wanted to die.
You need to be able to mute Sam at any point in time.
Yeah. Maybe just like leave him muted at all times.
I don't know.
One and like I'm no fucking historian. I don't know shit about history, but like looking into World War II, when you read like Unit 731 from Japan, that shit is fucked up.
Yeah,
dude, it's bad.
Dude, the Pacific looks.
They did so much shit. Dude, the baton death marches. They're like, all right, line up. We're just gonna walk you till you die and beat you to death. It's like I'd rather go to Germany. Rather than fighting Belgium. For sure. I'd rather
absolutely
like do battle like the Battle of the Bulge, like Bastogne, like those guys just freezing to death on the front lines, fighting an armored tank division from like I'd rather do that.
Chosen. Fuck
that.
Yeah, Korea, dude. No, having like thousands of Chinese soldiers storming at you, and like and most of them behind the front lines don't even have guns.
I'm going to
following the guy with the gun
by that thing.
Yeah, I hope this raccoon kills you. I hope it just.
I hope this raccoon
around. I hope it realizes you're a pussy and just fucking.
Well, I fucking hope so too, bro.
Is that AIDS? Is that AIDS, Sam?
Are you chasing AIDS, Sam? Now?
It's basically the same as raccoon.
Yo,
come here. Give me your AIDS.
Of fucking Patient Zero of a zombie attack, like a zombie movie. It looks like Patient Zero of a zombie movie.
That dude looks like Patient Zero, to be honest. Like
Patient
for
Zero
a
of the
lot
AIDS
of
epidemic.
things. I feel bad for that guy. No wonder Sam's his friend. He needs a friend.
My favorite about the whole AIDS thing is doctors who like in the peak of the AIDS crisis, like in the 80s, who were like going like doctors who were like dealing with all that stuff. They were honest, or like cool doctors would be honest, and I was talking to a cool doctor back then. He was like he's like I worked like primarily through the 80s like AIDS pandemic. It was nuts. He's like, we used to call a a straight guy with AIDS, and you'd be like, "Why?" And they go, "A liar." Because pretty much they're like, yeah, you could get it through a needle, but they're like, it's way harder to get through a needle. I could get it through your ass. So they're like, most dudes will come in like, no, I'm straight. I never fucked a dude. And eventually, like, 3 months down the road, like, but you did, right? And they're like, okay, one time. And it's like, yeah, exactly. There it is. It's like, right. It's like there, like that was like 98% of like AIDS cases were gay dudes and women.
It's wild, dude. It's so crazy. That whole epidemic. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, go ahead. I had an irrelevant comment. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that I didn't know much about it. Growing up, like you heard about it, but didn't know much about it. The whole thing just seems wild. Like how it came from, where it came from, and how it spread so quickly, and why it spread so quickly in certain things.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, I'm watching the game. I don't need the update. Thanks. Got it. All set
7-0.
Right here. It's all set right here. I'm watching us. You can see me grin the whole time. I'm watching this fucking game.
The Giants are Adam's AIDS epidemic. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just wild. And then, you got Fauci thrown in the mix, and we didn't learn who Fauci was. I didn't know who fucking Fauci was until COVID. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, well, he's a dog murderer and
yeah.
At least he's not a dog fucker like Israel Adesanya.
Oh, true. Our Lord and Savior, Sean Strickland, won, though.
Yeah.
The end of White Boy Summer, dude. What a great way to end it with
I had a hot take on Twitter today, and it's that fat women, or I said fat bitches, love to show their tits.
That's not a hot take, Kyle. That's just a regular, normal take that we all know as men.
All right.
That is a fact.
I did make some people mad.
Well, but they're liars. They're lying to themselves.
The fatties.
There were some fat women that were upset with me. I did get a few DMs.
Dude,
I did. Good.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, you talk to some interesting fucking people on Twitter. Like the things that blow up on your Twitter. If I posted them, they wouldn't fucking do anything. Like, they wouldn't like that. Like, yeah, like there's the one girl I always see her. I swear to God, she's got like quite a few followers, but she's like your reply girl, and it's that creative X girl.
Creatrix.
You had her on your show too, I think, didn't you? Yeah. She seems chill most of the time, but man, some of her views on, I'm just like, I
say she's retarded. Say she's retarded. Well, it's just let it loose. I can tell you're getting there.
Yeah, that too. It's just more like I feel like these people this girl Creatrix. I don't know. I see her comment on his shit all the time, but it's like everybody wants to be treated as an individual, and that's if I meet people, I'm treating them as an individual,
right?
Like that's what you do. That's what an adult human being should do.
JC is right. That's exactly who it was about. Because that bitch is like a 4, and every 2 seconds you can depend on her fucking taking a picture just like this. They're nothing but giant fucking.
Maybe she should take one from the fucking top of the Empire State Building down. Maybe she could get that. That's all her angles are. That fucking. It's like you're not fooling anybody. We all grew up with the internet. We know what you're doing.
Yeah, we know.
And you know what? To her credit, she did like lose some weight. She posted transformation pictures.
Yeah, I'm just being mean for no reason, but also
lay off the selfies until you finish losing.
Well, that's
weight,
the thing.
please.
It's like you're lying though. It's like you're lying.
Kyle, are you talking shit about somebody that's common in your Twitter mentions? Because I feel like that's not a good thing to do.
No. She doesn't follow me. There is a girl that I follow.
Oh, my bad. I misunderstood.
No, that's okay. And she got back to me because she quote tweeted and said, "Yeah." So when I said fat bitches love posting their tits, and I want to make sure I got the exact reply. I said, "Fat bitches should stop being fat so their tits look better in comparison."
Did you see the video she recently jumping in a rope? No, but did the building breakdown?
That's what I was talking about.
Yo, JC, send me a link, bro. JC, link me that shit on Twitter, please.
Yo, where was she? Where was she during 9/11? Is that why Building 7 fell?
Wait, I have a specific person I have in mind. I'm not going to say their name, and also I honestly forgot it. I'm like a little bit retarded.
A lot of it.
What is like? I'll put it in the group chat afterwards because I'm not going to say it publicly anyway.
No one said Natalie in our comment, so it's already. Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah,
I don't know this Natalie person.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Well,
you You've seen a picture of her. You've seen a picture of her fucking cleavage shot. There's like a random group. There's a group of fat women that appear all over Liberty Twitter, and you can best
all of them
like that.
I'm cool with it.
It's just the thing with the creatrix girl. It was just crazy to me. Like, it's like, yeah, you may not do these things, but that's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about like general, especially on Twitter, bro. Like, if I'm throwing out a zinger, it's not like, I mean, sometimes it's directed at a certain person, but for the most part, it's like there's truth to it in numbers, not just specifics. Like that doesn't make sense,
right?
JC got
it's pretty narcissistic, to be honest.
Yeah, it is, and especially, dude, I'm a comic. I'm gonna talk mad shit. I'm just gonna say crazy shit on Twitter just to say crazy shit on Twitter. Like, I don't mean what I say at all.
Twitter, fuck yourself.
Dude, it's like people same thing. Like, oh, was that joke real? I went like, no. It's like based on like a little bit of real, but it's not like, you know, like I'm really like, it's not like a real joke. Like, I'm not really. This is not really just my real life. Like, it's comedy.
Well, okay. Well, you know what? One thing that I noticed that pissed everybody off that I said was, you could laugh at war criminals all day, right? Whenever, you know, we all love the pictures of what's her face, Meghan McCain crying over her dad's coffin.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's fucking hilarious. But then you say fuck trophies, and those same people will get mad.
Dude, the fuck trophy thing was hilarious.
Oh my god,
dude.
The one dude I had on my show, Ryan, he got Matt Walsh to respond to him because Matt Walsh put up a picture of his kids holding them, and then Ryan quote tweeted and posting the fuck trophies for clout, and then dude, he has like a whole video of it. It's the funniest fucking shit in the world.
Really?
Whenever
fantastic. Like, I'll put it in our group chat.
Calling kids fuck trophies is funny.
If I ever have kids, that's exactly, especially once they're, you know, teenagers and shit, that's exactly what I'm calling them.
So yeah, man,
over here, you little fuck trophy. Like, like that's the ultimate burn twice. Like, you're here because I wanted you to be here, and I did something fun to get you. So you know what? Like, like I get to call you whatever the fuck I want to.
I can put it in this, you know, I'll put in our Twitter group chat. It is so fucking funny. The air whistles, it has air whistles and everything. Oh, I love it.
It'd be sick if the Giants knew they could throw the ball forward. I don't know if they know this isn't pre-1890 football. They could actually throw a forward pass. I don't know if they know that, but maybe some.
I mean, he threw one. I saw the one he threw down the field for like 15 yards. I mean, that's
Christ.
It's about as good as you're gonna get there, Adam.
This is fucking rough, dude.
Never forget, Adam.
Yeah,
just never forget.
I had good runs.
We had good runs. Yeah, I mean, you guys were only good when Eli got to play Brady.
It's all mattered.
Yeah,
it's all mattered.
Those are good wins.
Great wins.
And Nick Foles and Eli Manning, same quarterback.
Okay, well, let's easy. All right, let's wrap it up.
Actually, you're right. Big Dick Nick was better. My bad.
How dare you? I'm not. All right.
All right.
Plugs.
That was fun. Keep it real, Luke. Biting the Bullet podcast. We got a new show coming out tomorrow, I believe, right? Typo, our new show. The show coming out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So go check that out. And we talked about the manosphere for a little bit because I just had some shit to say about that. It just annoys the fuck out of me a little bit. But I also, the equality, equal rights, equal lefts. Let's go. Let's get it.
Facts.
Yeah, nice. You can find me everywhere, Kalmatovic, KYLEMATOVCIK. Sorry, I spelled that out because nobody can spell my last name right. CommonCrown.com for all the shows. Huh? What?
Spell it right.
Yeah, you're like, nobody can spell it right. And it's like, you spell it right, bro.
You spell it right. Spell V-I-C-K, dickhead. It's how it's.
That's not how it works, all right?
Just a fucking random C in there. Like, you should have changed that when your family came through Ellis Island.
I'm UTA, dickhead.
We got over here. I think the Nazis were starting to get pretty popular back in the 30s, and my family got over here. So you know, we might have been escaping some shit. I don't know though. But yeah, in Liberty and Health podcast, this shit show and Cognitive Vigilance every Thursday at 8 p.m. And I got James Sexton coming on the show, who's a pretty big divorce lawyer. He was on Lex Friedman. He was on Lex Friedman about a week or two ago.
Oh, you're having that guy? Wow, that's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah. So hell yeah, looking forward to it.
That's cool.
Maybe
check me out. I'm Nutter on Twitter and stuff. and Instagram. Maybe I'll get unrestricted. Yeah, I do. Yeah, but actually, shit, I forgot the date. This is unimportant. So we're gonna do the one day I do remember, January 23rd to 26th. I think it's gonna be the 24th to 26th. Libertarian Georgia Convention comedy show. Let's go. Oh, nice. Yeah, so we're gonna be there. Other Florida and other places too, but that's the dates are confirmed for Georgia. So check that out. I'll be there doing that.
Fuck yeah.
And that's
Typo.
It.
At the Real Typo on Twitter, co-host of Biting the Bullet, and Luke already threw those plugs out. So
bang bang.
Oh, yeah,
I should just do yours.
Podcast. Yeah, you really should just do both of yours together. Cult of Us podcast also, youtube.com/Cult of Us. Go listen to that shit. All right. Actually, live podcast for Cult of Us. October 11th.
You're fucking horrible at your own plugs.
Jester's Castle, Philly, October 11th, coming out. Free show, 9 p.m. Free podcast. We're doing a live podcast, so it's gonna be fun. Coming out.
Dope. Well, that's fucking shit show.
See.
Bye.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.